Everybody, we're back again here on Sports Chat. Again here on Sports.
Everyone's always right for an upset in the first round because those teams that they're playing are conference champions.
If somebody can afford to pay me $120 million, how much money you think they got?
Good Saturday morning, everybody. Hello, we're back again here on Sports Chat. Guess what, fellas? Today's the day. It's a football special today. John, sing your little tune for everybody, John.
Me. And this is not about, this ain't Christmas. This is college. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
There you have it, folks. There you have it.
Woo!
That's how he feels
Woo! It's here.
Everybody, they got started Thursday night. You had Colorado. Listen, your D1 schools, you may not want to schedule the FCS 9-time champion for your first game. You might not want to do that. You just may not want to do that.
Yeah.
They're gonna come ready to play. They're gonna come ready to play.
Yeah,
but
we found that out with Appalachian State years ago. So
y'all found that out.
Yeah, App State, South Dakota State. It's just like everybody just like, you know what, man, we don't care. I don't care what the name on the jersey says. We play football too.
Yeah,
we might not have all the talent, but we coming to get y'all. I love it, man. I love stuff like that.
With the limit of scholarships, you know, some of these better players are starting to trickle to these smaller schools. You know what I'm saying? So,
right,
you know,
with all the transfer portal and all that kind of stuff.
I mean,
they're out there. Yeah,
Travis Hunter. Look at Travis Hunter, dude. Was at Jackson State a year and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? And now he might be the number one pick in the draft.
That's a real
that
deal
kid is
right
nice,
there.
man.
That's the real deal right there.
He just got talent for days, bro. It's just blue. It's just like oozing off him. And he make it look easy.
Unbelievable.
Whenever Deion Sanders says a guy's better than he is or better than he was at this stage, then that's saying something. Because y'all know how Deion was. He was just talented, right? It just oozed out of him. But whenever he says a guy's better than he, man, that says a lot.
Yeah, well, when you being coached by Coach Prime, the greatest defensive back in the history of defensive backs, and you can be that way on offense too. I'm saying usually a guy who plays defense comes in offense, takes a few snaps. You know what I'm saying? I
just saw the ratio a little while ago. I was like 58 snaps on offense, 61 on D.
He's a two-way. He's a legit two-way player.
Legit two-way.
Phenomenal.
And not just out there two-way. He's having an effect on the ball game.
Yeah. He's making plays. I mean, he won the game for him. And I mean, Shedeur Sanders had 400 and some odd yards. So you gotta have somebody to get you the ball. But that last touchdown catch where he moved his body,
the kid was draped all over him.
Yeah, man. I'm like, how do you even make that catch? So
I mean, the fact that he got the ball, if the kid wasn't so draped on him, he might have had to play on the ball. He was so draped on the receiver.
Man, listen, the guy is phenomenal. So, woo! But it's here, man.
No doubt. I'll tell you though, the one thing I'll say is Shedeur Sanders if anything, he throws a pretty football.
He does.
I mean, some of the throws, man, it's just that spiral's tight. He's very hedgy.
No doubt about it, baby. He throws a beautiful football. He's going to be a top 10 pick as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they're going to do as a team this year. You know, I don't expect much of them. I don't certainly think they're going to win the Big 12. I think Utah is the runaway favorite to win the newly formed Big 12 with the dissolution of the Pac-12. But them just as far as individual brilliance, man, you got two Heisman candidates on the same team,
same squad.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say about Colorado and Deion is that Deion is like they treat him the opposite of the way they treat Donald Trump. And what I mean by that is everybody else gets an opportunity to come into a program and take 3 years and 5 years to build it. I remember Kirby Smart took the job here in Georgia. He didn't turn them right away. It took him a good 5 years to get, the thing turned and the players. So Deion suddenly now got to turn it over. The media's hating on him and everybody's throwing shots. He's got to turn a program around that was 1-11 to a playoff contender, and they want him to do it in 2 years. He has high expectations for himself, as he should. But I mean, gee, man, with all the money that they're generating, all the buzz and excitement, they're on national TV, all the revenue that's being generated for the school and the attention. If anything else, if nothing else, he's brought relevance to the school in the fact that eyeballs are watching and people are spending money. Now, even if they don't get to the playoff, they still are. What he's done there is tremendous, given the environment of college football, man. The fact that people, and then, they're going to be better. They rebuilt the line. They got better defensive players. They got better coaching. They're going to be a bit more disciplined. To be fair to them, even in the first half last night, people were saying, well, the other night, they had 53 new guys from the transfer portal. In the first half, they looked crap. 51 guys, and in the first half, they hadn't even played a game together yet. The defense, right. And then the second half, they made adjustments and came out and shut them down. Other than that one big play they had late in the game, so let them play a few games and we'll see how they go. Right?
Yeah, most likely
he doesn't get a fair assessment. People just put so much pressure on him because he's Deion. He welcomes it, but it's just like, gee, get a brother a chance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but they did win 3 or 4 more games than they had the year previous, right?
All your games are probably that first half, because like I said, they got to get acclimated right to playing somebody else. So your first, the first. But the problem is though, as college football, you don't have much. It's just like it's like being in college, right? You don't have much room for error, right? You got to come out, hit that first exam.
No, not at all.
Right off the top, or you're behind the 8 ball if you don't, right? So
I'm gonna tell you, I think the worst thing that happened to him was them getting off to that 3-0 start last year.
Yeah.
It shot expectations through
real high,
especially when who they open up a win against? Texas?
TCU.
TCU, yeah. At TCU.
At TCU. Now,
who was in? Remember, they were in the national championship game.
Yeah, and they coming off a national championship appearance. Granted, they lost a ton off of that national championship team, but still going in there, winning that game, and then winning the next 2, and then it just set expectations through the roof. Which, let's just be honest, they didn't exactly shy away from.
No, they didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
And they didn't have, and Deion was saying last year he didn't really have the skilled players that he needed on offensive line, and then especially the defense. So it'll like
The other thing too, people don't fail to realize. Look, they lost a lot of games that were very close, that were winnable games. They blew that big game against Stanford.
They mentioned that the other night. They were in
touchdown lead.
They lost like 6 games by one point or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, look, them guys. They got all them guys. They got Pat Shurmur and then Robert Livingston on the offense and defense. Those are pro guys. Deion and Warren Sapp and all the other guys around the program that have been. They got like 200 years of NFL experience coaching their team, plus all the other college experience they have. They'll get there as time goes on. Whether or not they win the Big 12, probably not. But they're going to be right there. They're going to be competitive every time out. Now, whether or not they win the games or not, we'll see, right? But if anything, it's going to be entertaining. So
that's really all.
Let's watch it.
Yeah. Well,
right?
And the thing is,
all good.
The thing is, when they're coming on, you don't say, "Oh, let me turn and watch Colorado." You say, "Let me turn and watch Deion and them."
Yeah. And that can work against you too. So when it's about the coach and not about the players,
right.
There's a lot of pressure on them. I don't think that there's as much pressure on them this year as it was last year. Obviously, you coming off of Jackson State. They were in the championship game. They lost.
Championship game 2
They
years in a row.
lost.
And then getting up, bringing Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders to Colorado, and then getting off to that 3-0 start. That was
huge.
That was huge.
And then only winning one more game after that too.
Yeah. That and they should have beat USC.
They had Stanford too.
They definitely should have beat Stanford. That was they
had UCLA on the ropes too.
They should have beat UCLA.
So we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Yeah, so they should have been bowl eligible.
Yeah, I think their conference. I don't think the Big 12 is as tough as the Pac-12 was last year. I mean, you going up against, Oregon was their report card day last year. And so you're not facing Oregon. You're not facing USC. You're not Utah will probably be their biggest challenge in the Big 12.
And everybody's talking about Kansas State as well. Those two, Utah, Kansas State.
Yeah. But no Texas, no Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? I think they should. I would be stunned if they don't end the season with at least 7 wins. I'm saying
I think that's fair. I think they should shoot for that.
I'm saying 7.
And anything beyond that is
that's fair. And what a turnaround that'll be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And what a turnaround that'll be from 2 seasons ago.
They won 3 games the previous year, 4 last year, and then if you can jump to 7, I'll take that. If I'm a Colorado fan, definitely.
Yeah. They've been garbage for 20 years,
bro. Jim Harbaugh was hired in 2015. He won a national championship last year.
Yeah.
Dabo Swinney.
It took 7 years, 8 years, 7 years, right?
It took Dabo Swinney 7 years. Know what I'm saying?
That's all I'm saying.
So listen to what you're saying though. In the course of 8, 9, 10 years, the whole landscape and mindset of college football is different. Now it's like pros, right? It's like coach. If you win or you're out.
Yeah, I mean Ryan Day is a perfect example of that. Dude has a almost 80% winning percentage.
Well, Rob, John will like this. He's gonna love this stat. Since Day has taken over, he's only lost 8 games. Right, 3 of them has been to Michigan.
That'll get you fired in Ohio State. That gets you fired.
Right.
Yeah. You don't have
fired.
You no longer have John Cooper type of longevity. John Cooper lost 10 games against Michigan. He'll never, listen, I think, and I'm just going on pay, because if anything, I try to bring objectivity to sports. It's not always easy because the fan in you sometimes will take over. But
I can agree with that, John. I agree. I give you that. You do. You bring objectivity.
Keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. But
as you wear a big Michigan shirt.
Listen, bro. I couldn't find mine. That's why I got this one on. But I do. If I would be shocked if he can't beat Michigan this year with everything that Michigan lost and with everything that he has in and if he can't beat Michigan this year, then you got to go. You have a clear talent advantage on the field, and you got the game in Columbus.
And they said he's got Ohio State has to go to Oregon, so that'll be interesting too.
We won't know anything about Ohio State until they go to. They got both cases, right? Both cases. Because
who's playing quarterback for them? Who's playing quarterback? Who's the quarterback?
Will Howard is the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Kansas State transfer who lost.
Well, so you got your top three is Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, then Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Penn State, Michigan, and then what's the name probably dropped because they lost, right? Florida State. So,
yeah, I don't have it. And people around here have been crying about, hey, who the defending champions we raised? I don't have a problem with where Michigan is ranked. Mainly because, listen, bro, when you lose J.J. McCarthy, Blake Corum, you lose 4 out of 5 offensive linemen. I mean, it's hey, bro, I'm glad they top 10. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well,
listen,
your main concern is you want to be around.
There's a price for winning.
Grab one of them 12 spots.
You got to rebuild it.
And this is the perfect year for a team like Michigan for the playoff to expand. Do they get in if this wasn't expanded to 12 games?
No,
most likely not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a fan, but I'm an objective fan. You can't. This will be the testament to whether or not they can subscribe to that theory that we don't rebuild, we reload. The philosophy is still the same. Sharon Moore was the offensive line coach in addition to being the offensive coordinator. So I don't expect the scheme to change. I don't expect
it's not like a whole new system coming.
It's not a new system. Matter of fact, Wink Martindale was the defensive coordinator that both Jesse Minter and Mike McDonald learned under. So he is the architect of that defense that you've seen the last 3 years. And so I think defensively we'll be as good as anybody in the country. You got you got I think Junior Colson came back. We've got probably the best cover corner in the league in college football, and Will Johnson, 2 stud safeties, Rod Moore, Makari Page. We got some talent on that side of the ball. All the questions are on offense. But if you look at Ohio State, your biggest question is quarterback and offensive line. That offensive line got bullied. Go watch the Cotton Bowl that they played against Missouri. That offensive line got bullied. When you go after all of those pretty wide receivers and all of those skill positions, and you neglect the meat and potatoes,
the dirt and grime guys.
That's who you need to win football. Football is built inside out. Get in those. All of Jeremiah Smiths in the world won't mean anything if you can't protect the quarterback and give him time to throw. Okay, I
tell you who else is opening with a good game. And they better come ready to play. Is Texas is playing Colorado State with that quarterback and receiver kid. Yeah,
this is a put up or shut up year for Texas. Just given where their arc is, they got the quarterback, they got all the pieces.
Yeah, they should have did it
last. Number 4. This is your chance. Well, how they adapt though to be in the SEC.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you had a better, clear shot at it last year. You going into the SEC now with them 2, Alabama and Georgia. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. They'll find that it was much easier to win the Big 12 than it is to win the SEC.
That's for sure. They're most definitely.
So
most definitely.
Good luck to them.
And then everybody's hyping up Ole Miss too. So they're in the top. They're number 6.
Yeah, I think they're more hyped than anything else. They went 11-2, but they lost to the 2 best teams that they played. I'm not sold on Ole Miss. And then your best running back transfers to Ohio State. I'm not sold on Ole Miss.
Isn't that
the game today? Clemson, Georgia today. Dragon Con is in town for Labor Day weekend. So you got Batman and everybody in their costume characters running around downtown, along with
man,
along with all the.
You got to get some footage of that, man.
Yeah.
That game at the Mercedes, Clemson and
that
Georgia.
Mercedes, yeah. Don't try to come into Atlanta today because traffic is out of this world, brother. Woo!
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
Dragon Con is a big event every year, Labor Day weekend. So all the hotels downtown are just filled with people and events with all that. So you got people walking around as Godzilla, Star Wars, everything.
Where do they hold the event? At Phillips?
The event is at the World Congress Center.
Oh, okay.
It's at the World Congress Center, which is right next door to Mercedes, in between Mercedes and Phillips Arena. But then all the hotels are filled with the Clemson and Georgia fans too, because today about their game is downtown. So it's just all the orange is taking over. All the orange is in town, but it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to that game in just a little while. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. Were they hyped up over Georgia Tech's?
Yeah, I'm about to say, shout out to Georgia Tech. Shout out to Georgia Tech. That was a huge win for that. One of my best friend's sons plays for Georgia Tech. Do you remember Mark?
Marcus Brooks.
Marcus Brooks, yeah. His son, Miles Brooks. Star safety.
Which one of his son that time broke his leg or some arm or something? Which one was that?
It has to be Miles. Miles is the only one that played football. But
I think all Georgia Tech needs to do is just tap into their own backyard. I mean, they have a lot of talent right here. True. And they got. I mean, they ought to be. They're getting better. They're getting some talent. They're taking some guys that usually get away and are starting to go. They had a defensive lineman yesterday who was like a 4-5 star who decommitted from Georgia and committed to Georgia Tech yesterday. So they're starting to get a little bit of attention. There ain't no reason in the world for them to be garbage. You know what I'm saying? They literally just go up the road 10 miles.
That area where you live. That's a high school football hotbed, and I mean, they produce 5 stars like candy.
Every time it's funny. Every time you turn on one of those ESPN high school game, it's somebody from Georgia against California or something.
And they can't all go to the University of Georgia, so some of them should be trickling to Georgia Tech. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm saying if they just got maybe out of the top 100 guys, if they can pull 5 a year out of the top 100, because you got to think you're competing against Bama coming in here taking them out. Georgia, University of Georgia, Clemson, South Carolina, Georgia State getting the B grade guys. They're trying to get better.
Yeah.
You got Florida who tries to come up here and steal some of the guys. But it's amazing just the amount of talent, man. I'll be good Lord. I watch the games and every 18 dudes with college offers already. It's nuts.
Yeah, you got
do you still have to qualify academically to get into these schools? I'm just asking.
Man, listen.
They all got
particularly high school football. Shout out to my boy Tank and them, though, with the 3-0 start. They got a good team, man. They got a good team. Tank's Jr. Tank has got a big trunk on him. He get double teamed every time. Big number 99. He get double teamed every time. His trunk is huge.
Listen, when an offensive team is worried about double teaming you, that's respect.
Right.
He get double teamed every time, man. I called Tony the other day. I said, bro, why did he get double teamed every time? He'll take me frustrated because they be hitting him. His trunk is huge. You see the size of the boy's leg?
Yeah.
But they off to a 3-0 start, man. They playing good ball.
How Tony feel?
My team is garbage. We lost again last night. Marietta's garbage. We lost to McEacher, their arch rival, 33-27 at McEacher last night. This year? Yeah, we been getting smacked. We played the Red Elephants from Gainesville, who one of the top teams in 4A football. They came into our house, blew us out 44-3. Came into Northcutt Stadium, ran them out the building. Then we lost to West Forsyth last week, and then we lost to McEacher last night at their place. So, this is competitive, man. You can have 5-star this, 4-star that. Don't matter, bro. Don't matter. Yeah. Juju and them won again last night, though. They've been on ESPN twice. They started their off to 3-0 start too at Carrollton.
What
looks like he's as advertised.
Was that what team?
He's on the Carrollton Trojans.
Who's on Gorman? Who's on
the Carrollton Trojans? He was on. They played the first week.
Okay.
Huh?
Who's that Bishop Gorman team? Or
now,
something?
what was the question?
I said, who's on?
Oh,
Gorman?
they're from Las Vegas.
Right. Okay.
Oh, they're from Las Vegas. Yeah, it's good, man. High school football is great, man. It's great. It's great. Our team, we suck this year, but that's all right. We'll be back. It takes a little while. We're terrible. God, Marietta, we get wiped out. I was like, "Dear the Lord."
Man,
nah, they ain't playing, bro.
It can't be good every year, man.
No, that's it. Can't be good.
All right, now, I want y'all to listen at these numbers. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on 1 second. If I read you these numbers for somebody's season, they still got 30 games, right? Batting average, 323. Home runs, 51. RBIs, 122. Season not over yet. Wouldn't you love those numbers? If you heard those numbers for a season, you'd be like, man, that was awesome, right?
Yeah, I would think Shatoni or somebody.
That's the MVP of the league. Aaron Judge, big number 99.
Wow.
That kid's nice, man. That's all that kid's nice, man.
Aaron Judge football jerseys last night.
I mean, hey, guys, you see why they signed him. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm telling you though.
He's phenomenal.
Soto about to get $500 million. Somewhere. Somebody gonna
pay. Your connection's bad, Herm. You gotta move a little closer to the modem. Huh? Keep dropping in and out. Yeah, you're a little bit you're breaking up a little bit. We're missing like every other word.
Yeah, Soto about to get $500 million.
Yeah.
What did Shatani? What did he sign for? Like 700?
6 something. Yeah, 6 or 7. And he deferred most of it until he's 65 years old.
Deferred just about all of them.
He deferred a lot of that money.
Yeah.
He took a $2 million salary on a $700 million contract.
Yeah. I mean,
that's smart. I
can pay him into eternity.
You can live off of $2 million a year. That ain't. And then you got
because he's close to like $60 million in endorsement money on an annual basis. So the baseball salary is just just a small percentage of the overall revenue, and he's saving and they back loading it to when he's really going to need it when he's old.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, with all of that, he might just be underpaid. I'm telling you, man.
No, I agree.
That kid is phenomenal.
He's something else. That kid is incredible.
Phenomenal. He might just be underpaid.
Underpaid.
And he's got speed too, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's 43. He got 43 stolen bases.
It's like Steph Curry signed a 1-year extension worth $62 million.
Yeah.
He might be underpaid with the way that boy. I still got that Olympic ending in my head, man. That boy, unbelievable.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Hey, yeah, let me say something too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're talking about basketball, just real quick. Hey, people can say what they want to say. Well, Caitlin Clark may be the MVP of the WNBA.
Bro, did you watch
that game last night? That Asia Wilson, boy, that girl is
Asia Wilson's bad.
Asia Wilson's good.
But I think
she's good.
Caitlin Clark has put the Fever back in the playoff contention. She's and I mean, it's a battle for rookie of the year, I think, between her and Angel Reese, because Angel Reese is a walking double. She's doing her thing. But I love where women's basketball is right now. I love it. I'm glad they're finally getting their shine.
Let me read the numbers from last night. Hold on a second. Last night, Caitlin Clark had a double-double. She had 31 last night.
Yeah, she had like 15 in the first half.
Yeah, bro. Okay. I don't know, man. She had 31 points, 12 assists. she's just headsy and makes passes. The girls on her team are like, I coach girls basketball, so I know a lot of times what you see with her, when she moves the ball, she get it, boom, up her lead passes be incredible. Sometimes off the pick and roll, she dropped dimes that be perfect. If the girls pull up and hit a little jump shot, they always try to go to the hole and foul, or they lose the ball or whatever. But if they just take a little mid-range jump shot, they'll be scoring like crazy.
Yeah,
probably 4 or 5 of her assists per game get blown because the girls miss layups.
She would have had more than I counted like 4 blown layups off a person. She would have had 15, 16 assists last night if they would have made a shot.
Layups.
They made layups, bro. She be dropping dimes, and I'll be watching like, okay, where the cracks and the kinks at? Just as she gets stronger. And I think the Olympic break, to be honest with you, was good for her because she got a taste. She got a taste of what it was, and then she was like, "All right, let me reassess and come back." It's like when you go on vacation from work and you got something on your mind. When you come back, you be like, "All right, I can attack it better." And I think that gave her a little time. Yo,
she's no joke.
She's a talent, man.
Because if you think about it, she hasn't had a break for a year.
No, you went right from college to championship,
so
deep playoff run.
Correct. So she's coming around, but I
if you can play, you can play.
Yeah, I mean,
if you can play, you can play, bro.
They don't like her. They hate on her. They've been trying to injure her on the court, and I'm like, listen, she's the reason why y'all watching. Y'all better protect that woman.
You better protect the one that's putting people in the seat.
She's bringing visibility to all of y'all. I wouldn't know a lot of y'all if it wasn't for her. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, and the Atlanta Dream, the Atlanta Dreams games had the attendance had dwindled down so much, right, that they moved them over to
Georgia Tech,
smaller arena downtown, right, where they were playing just to kind of make it look like it was full. They came here, they put 17,000 plus right in there. Caitlin Clark was in town. They had to go back to State Farm.
I wish we still had the Detroit Shock. I wish we had a team here. I would be the first in line to go see her if it was a team here.
Yeah, she did. Everywhere she goes, they packing arenas out.
That's what it's about. Every woman in the WNBA should be happy that the visibility is there, because the visibility brings eyeballs. Eyeballs brings cash. It brings cash, right? You want more salaries? Okay, you got to get TV revenue and you got to get ticket sales.
And then Jersey, when they cashing them checks, them bigger checks, and they can thank her for it, because I'm telling you, she is single-handedly lifting that league. And I will give Angel Reese some credit too, because
she's playing great too.
But just from a visibility standpoint, it ain't close. That girl is really
ain't close.
And she's got the game to justify the hype.
Right. She's not a scrub.
That's so important. You can't just be a bunch of hype. You got to have the game to back it up and to justify the hype. And she does.
Yeah, she's doing what I thought Sabrina Ionescu was going to do when she went to New York. I thought Ionescu, because Kevin Durant and James Harden were in New York at the time when Ionescu got drafted. They were on the Nets.
Right.
And I thought, okay, Ionescu was so good in college, I thought she was going to come in and do what Clark is doing. She didn't deliver the bang for the buck like Clark is bringing, which is the eyeball and all the attention.
Ionescu had that foot injury too, her first year.
And I like Ionescu. I think she's great. But Clark is on another level, bro. She's hurt, man. She be dropping dimes. I'll be like, oh, good pass.
Yeah,
and I be trying to find the crack.
She's smart on that court. She's brilliant. She got a brilliant basketball mind. I love watching her. I do. I mean, y'all folks can hate on her all they want to. That girl is a baller.
Baller. When my daughter was playing basketball growing up, like, I coached a lot of girls basketball for a good 10 years, and I watched a lot of girls hoop. And there was only, in the time that all those years, I saw maybe 5 or 6 girls the whole time that had that thing. And when I mean the
it factor.
Well, no, it's a skill set where they're just so, how Magic Johnson could just thread a needle, and you could be watching the game and see him come down on a break, and you knew you as a fan. There was only a few girls that I saw have that kind of talent, like that thing where they see it coming. I remember Talia had it. She could throw passes, be crazy. She'd be like half court, zing, throw a bounce pass, and I could see it coming. I'm like, oh, here it comes, zoom, right? So she has that. When you be watching her play, right? You'll see her get the ball, get a rebound, and she don't try to like hold it too long. She ain't trying to over the dribble. She get it. She sees somebody up ahead. She be like, right? And they be right on the money, right on the money.
Her court vision is phenomenal, man. It's just like she got eyes in the back of her head. Listen. I've watched a lot of great female players, and up to this date, I personally thought, and I'm not saying she's the greatest right now. I'm talking about Caitlin Clark, but I didn't think I would ever see a greater female basketball player than Cheryl Miller. That girl was phenomenal.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. No, you're right.
I didn't think I would see a greater female basketball player than Cheryl Miller. But this girl, she's got everything, every tool that you need. Mm-hmm. I don't see a single weakness in her game anywhere.
Yeah. Because she's going to get, they're going to get her in the weight room, get her a little stronger next year and all that. She'll put some more weight on because she looked like a kid sometimes when she get hit by some of them other chicks. But, bro, she got game, dog.
Yeah, but
I saw her back somebody the other day.
She's got.
I saw her the other day. Somebody was on her. She was at the top of the key.
Yeah, she's got to be strong just because they target her.
Yeah, man.
And the league needs to protect. I'm telling you, they need. And I ain't saying go full Jordan and just change the whole rules to accommodate one player, but I'm saying watching her play and it kind of helps me better understand why David Stern made all those accommodations for Michael Jordan, because it's like, look, man, this guy is single-handedly lifting the NBA. Right, you can't afford anything to happen to him. You know what I'm saying? That's why they didn't call fouls on him, because look, you got all these eyeballs tuning in. They don't want to see him sit in the bench for 3 quarters. That's why he could cuss the referee out, and they wouldn't even call a tech hardly. So,
right. Now don't mess with the money. And look, basketball is entertainment, and it's a business. At the end of the day, bro, it's all about the bread.
Sports is entertainment. We can't forget that in our quest to see. We want to root out all of the injustices and stuff. Look, man, it's at the end of the day, they want to put the best product so more people can watch, so they can justify though when it's contract time, and they can walk to ABC and say, "Hey, we increased your ratings 300%. Pay us.
Pay up."
I mean, look at what happened with TNT and basketball. They've been great for so long. Amazon Prime and them coming there with the Jeff Bezos with bazillions of dollars. And they be like, "Yo, thank you very much, but hey, we doubled our offer."
Yep.
It's all about the bread, man.
About that, right?
Listen, here's what I gotta say. Everybody complain, the price of bread, the price of milk. But I got a question. How come all the arenas filled with folks? Everybody broke. Everybody got no money. Everybody crying poor. But every game I watch, the place is packed.
They got some disposable income. You can best believe.
Yeah.
Like you said, 20,000 people in the stands.
Yeah,
they got
people go. They're gonna go where they want to go. They'll go where they want to go.
Absolutely. People do what they want to do.
Yeah, I was at the
when you
game.
When you turn on the game tonight. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm looking like all these families that were at the game. I'm saying to myself, I wonder how much they spent,
bro,
for this family out.
Bro, I don't people. It's politics. You know what I'm saying? People, you're gonna hear all of that. Inflation and everybody been. God,
no, you're right.
Look at the cost of a loaf of bread. Look at the cost of eggs. Yeah, and y'all in the stands paying $20 for a hot dog, and all right, man, whatever.
That's what I'm saying, man. And the stuff what we're seeing sometimes, man. I'll tell you what. Sometimes you got to do when right is right, and for the good of us all, you have to make the right decision. And in this case, there really no decision. And so today, when you're watching here in Georgia, when you're watching Georgia and Clemson, and you see 65, 70,000 at Mercedes-Benz, right? And everybody running around outside in the Batman costume. Don't cry to me about life. Don't cry to me about life is hard, okay?
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
Don't want to hear it. Gloom and doom, and the Mexicans are coming to get us. I don't want to hear it. Okay, don't want to hear it. Because they're gonna be downtown all day long, running around with Wonder Woman on. So stop.
Yeah. Just a bunch of problems.
The Atlanta airport is busy. It's busy as all. They had 2.2 million people expected to come through Atlanta airport this weekend. Okay, 2.2 million people.
The weekend. That's crazy.
Yeah, just for the holiday weekend. 2.2 million travelers.
Do you know how much money that'll be for the local economy? Like, man, people, all this inflation, people, look at them. Every time it's funny. Every time they try to jack up the price of cigarettes, okay, this will stop people from smoking. People gonna find it in their budget.
They're gonna find it.
They do what people do what they want to do. People they do
what they want to do. You know, it's like people crying broke, but they trying to win that lotto every day.
Yeah, man.
Let me tell y'all something. If I go out of the back of my subdivision right now, okay, across the street, out of the back of my subdivision, they just developed about a 8-acre parcel of land, and they built. Remember, I sent y'all a picture, I think, back in May. They built. They had that one house built that they built it over the weekend. Since May, they've built 45 houses on that plot of land. They built 161 houses. They've already sold 60% of the plots. Yeah. Out in front of that subdivision, all they got out there is under contract. They can't build under contract.
It's the inventory short. You know,
every one of those houses. Every one of those houses is over $325,000, right? Every one of them is over $325,000. John, you work in the mortgage business, you know.
It's an inventory short. They can't build those houses fast enough because what's happening. And you know, sorry, audience. This is off of sports a little bit. We'll be back to sports in just a second. What you have is a lot of these investors that's just buying up property and making it rental property. Mm-hmm. That's what's causing the shortage in this country. Yeah, that's why I like when Kamala Harris says she's going to commit to building 3 million new houses across the country, so we can get this inventory back because that'll bring the prices down. You know what I'm saying? That's
and you're gonna and the Mexican crews and Hispanic crews that are building those houses in my neighborhood, hire them, or in the back of my neighborhood, hire them brothers, because I saw them build like 6 houses over a weekend.
Man,
I'm telling you, bro, you can say what you want to say, but since May, they have built over 40 homes. Okay, I'm talking about not just the frame; they got drywall, they got the roof done, they got people already moved into the neighborhood. Look, it's a fact. You go back and look at the text from the fellas chat. They had one house built. They built over 40 something, 50 homes, whatever it is, and since May, right? And they just be there. It'd be getting dark out. They still be out there working. All right. So stop all of the fear mongering and get your new house built. That's all I'm saying. Not all the fear mongering. People be living up in the People be living up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, worrying about the southern border. Please stop. Right. Okay. Right. They're not coming up to whatever funny name town in the Upper Peninsula, worrying about the Mexicans. Stop it. Stop. You live up in Clinton, New York, on the Canadian border. You worry about what's happening in Texas.
They don't care about it anyway. It's all politics. They had a border bill. They had a border bill, bipartisan border bill, that Donald Trump picked up on the phone and called his cronies in Congress and say, kill it.
Kill it.
Not because it's a bad bill, not because it won't solve the border problem, but because it'll make me look bad. It'll give them something, a political win, and I can't campaign on it. That man, and I'm supposed to believe you don't care about the border. You ain't trying to fix it. You just want to campaign on it.
Yeah. People always ask the question. My whole question is go back to the wall. How come you didn't build the wall when you was in there? You ain't want to fix the border to begin with. If immigration stopped, the construction industry stops in America.
Bro,
if immigration stopped, you ain't getting your grass cut.
Do you know how many industries would be affected if immigration? Man, please, because they ain't doing it. They ain't trying to do these jobs.
Go back to Go back to the early 20th century when everybody was coming from Europe. The construction industry America wouldn't be what it is without all them people doing construction and all that stuff that came over.
This is a country of immigrants. What are we talking
Correct.
about? There's no aside from Indians, there's no Native American. Everybody came here from somewhere else.
1987, when I was graduating from high school, my senior year, Mr. Peterson at Albany High School, my mother and them came to the open house. He was my home teacher, and also my social studies teacher. I remember for the open house, Mr. Peterson couldn't help himself. He jumped right into immigration, talking to our parents back in 1987. And he said, I remember the story. He was like, if little Juan from Mexico sneaks across the border and gets a taste of a Whopper at Burger King, and then we send him back, Juan's going to be spending the rest of his life trying to get back to get more of that burger, right? And that was back in 1980. That was back in 1987. And here we are in 2024, and the issue is still there. It's because it is what it is, man. Let's just stop with all of this stuff, man. Let's stop with it all. Donald Trump's a crook. Donald Trump is a loser. And let's just get him out of office and let's just put an end to all of this stuff so we can all just get back to just, trying to live our lives and be happy. All this other stuff needs to stop, man. Let's just stop.
Let's make America great again. All right, so now give me your.
That's right, Bishop. I said it.
Give me your predictions.
Kamala Harris sweep. That's my prediction.
Right.
National champion.
There's a prediction for you.
Kamala Harris blowout. National championship.
Yeah, I'm writing them down. Hold on, John. Who you got?
It's going to. I'm leaning. It'll be one of two. It'll be either Georgia or Ohio State. I have to see what Will Howard brings to Ohio State for me, because and again, here's my objectivity. It pains me to say this, but I don't see a more talented roster in college football than Ohio State's right now. Just on both sides of the ball, you had the transfer of Caleb Downs. You brought in now people want to say that Seth, the snapper from Alabama who couldn't snap the ball in the Rose Bowl, but he's actually a very good offensive lineman, and so they're moving him over from center to right tackle. Denzel Burke came back. You had Emeka Ibuka. You got Travion Henderson. You got the transfer from Ole Miss, Quinshawn Johnson. I mean, they're loaded. I think the main question mark is Will Howard. If Will Howard can stare,
I say Will Howard and Chip Kelly. How's he going to adjust to being a coordinator?
I mean, Will Howard his stats weren't that much better than Kyle McCord's. Matter of fact, they were slightly worse. But in the Big 12, he didn't have the weapons that he'll have on this team. Right. But he was also facing Big 12 defenses. He won't see the defenses. He didn't see the defenses in the Big 12 that he's going to see in the Big 10. So I think a lot is riding on the shoulders of their quarterback position. I would be honest. I think they made a mistake in running Kyle McCord out of town. Dude went 11-1 and was one interception away from going 12-0. You know what I'm saying? That's how the stands.
All right, well, give me your pick. Give me your pick.
I'm going with. I'm leaning towards Georgia, pending because Georgia's more proven, especially at quarterback. Pending what I see from Will Howard. I reserve the right.
I'm gonna put Georgia with a question mark.
Georgia with a question mark.
All right, Ron, who you got?
I agree with your assessment of Ohio State. Quarterback play will be key. I don't really believe in them though, because they have a tendency to front in big games when it really comes down to it, and especially in recent years.
I can't deny that.
they have a tendency to front. So I think Georgia's depth is going to get tested this year. And, they got a few question marks. They got some suspensions like to open the season. They got a really tough schedule too, right? So they got to, get into playoff and get a good seeding. I think Beck is really an NFL quarterback. He's big, strong. He's got, he's got experience. So he's got all that. They got talent for days on their team, some inexperienced talent. So we'll get tested. Their defense is good. I don't know if it's good as it's been. They put a lot of guys in the pros over the last few years. So I'm going to go with Georgia beating Ohio State or Texas in the championship. And I got them. Texas, this is a put up, shut up year for them, man. I don't want to hear nothing else about them if they don't show and prove this year. Because this is the year they got to do it. They got the quarterback, they got the defense, they got the offense, they got everything working for them. They got to go run the SEC and see. But I'm gonna take Georgia in the championship to win it.
Here's the thing for me. Since you got Georgia and Texas, they're both in the SEC, so the probability of them playing each other twice, right?
Yeah.
So one of those two may get canceled out, maybe from the playoff, because and then whatever with Ole Miss. But the one constant for me is Kirby Smart. Right now, he's the coach with the experience, and even though, like you said, the weak points that he has, he understands that. And so
he does.
I'm going to go with the Bulldogs because of Kirby Smart.
All
right. So it's Bulldogs in the sweep.
Bulldogs in the sweep.
But I do.
And like I said, I don't see Ohio State. Like
we'll see if they can take on they can handle the Tigers today.
They're iffy. They're iffy in the big games. Oregon, I've never been impressed with them. And I'm going to say this, Oregon's going to suffer a Big Ten loss somewhere this year. That'll be surprising. They're not going to run the table in the Big Ten.
I think Oregon, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I fail to see where all of this Oregon hype, like they've been this.
Who's playing quarterback?
Power. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't get it. I don't.
Who's playing quarterback?
And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. And you're coming into you're gonna suffer. You're gonna suffer a Big Ten loss from somebody, from a smaller team per se.
Who's playing quarterback for Oregon? Bo Nix is going to be starting for Broncos next Sunday.
Bo Nix is Broncos quarterback.
Who they got? Who came into them? They must have picked somebody.
I'm not sure who's right. But I don't see. Everybody. They lost to Washington twice last year. A neutral field. Okay, well, their first game was in Washington. Wait till we get them on the neutral field. Lost to them on the neutral field. You know what I'm saying? So I'm.
Yeah.
Put up or shut up. Show that's the team. Now you talking about Texas is the team that's got to put up or shut up. To me, it's Oregon because I'm like, I don't know where all this Oregon hype comes from.
Now, if USC can get some defense, they're always gonna score. But can they stop anybody?
Lincoln Riley.
They ain't stopping nobody.
Riley defense. No.
Lincoln Riley is the Mike D'Antoni of college football. Okay?
They call him Mike D'Antoni.
Preach.
He called
him Mike D'Antoni.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah, that's excellent. That is excellent.
Perfect analogy.
Score,
points.
Score with anybody.
Defense. And it's defense. Like, dude, you do know defense wins championships, right? You saw that defense you saw that Michigan defense last year. Did you see that defense?
Shut them down.
J.J. McCarthy completed 10 passes in the national championship game. Didn't need him.
I got Mike D'Antoni's the reason Kobe blew his Achilles. Mike D'Antoni had insanity, biggest movement in basketball history in New York outside of the Knicks winning the championship in '73 and got fired a month later.
And then the biggest mistake that y'all made as a Laker franchise is when Phil Jackson was willing to come out of retirement a second time to coach the Lakers, but And this is when this was before Jeannie took over, when the brother was in charge. He decided because the Lakers had Steve Nash that they're gonna sign Mike D'Antoni.
He did that out of spite, didn't he?
Yeah, that was terrible, man.
Yeah,
I hated D'Antoni always. I was like, this guy's terrible, man. He's terrible. He was terrible. He like Kobe. He go crazy with the guy blew his Achilles out.
Your name is not Raleigh no more. It's Lincoln D'Antonio.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah, exactly. Lincoln D'Antonio.
All right, so we got.
All right, well, hey, man.
We got Georgia across the board Saturday, October the 31st. John's with a question mark.
Question mark.
And it's question mark, people. Mark this down. Mark this down. This might be even more historical than the national championship itself. His question mark team is the Ohio State Buckeyes, Ronald. Can you believe it? It came out of his lips.
You have to be if you're going to get if
almost fell out my chair. Oh,
listen,
Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you.
When you are analyzing the game, you have to fandom out of it, and you have to be objective. And as much as it pains me,
that's our aim here on Sports Chat.
Yeah,
right?
I have to be
as real as possible. So, all right. Well, so next week we'll have the NFL preview.
NFL
it actually starts Thursday, but we'll talk it over on next Saturday. All right. Until next time, we love you. We out. Ron, John, go enjoy Clemson and Georgia.
As all my neighbors like to say, go Dogs!
Go blue! Go blue! Go blue!
Woof, 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 woof.
Defending national champion.
All right, fellas.
Yeah, that's old news now, right? What's happening today?
All right, let's go watch some football.
All right, man, take it easy.